Hi, everybody. It's Robbie from Southern California. It's Sunday morning. I came out almost doing a nature walk, looking around. It's early. It's still cool, really cool. I don't know, it's about 45 degrees, maybe 50. I don't even think so. And I started to look around because I was going to walk through my garden because I'm still trying to get squash and different things growing. The greens do really good. You know, all your collards, your kales, all that does good in the cold weather. And its sunlight is just starting to come through here. And as I was walking through my own yard and took a walk around the perimeter of it here, this particular area, I discovered something. I have not even mapped out my own yard. I mean, I did a drawing and I did some things, but I started to walk around and I started to look. It is early in the morning. As you can see, there is no sunlight here. This is all in the shade. The sun is now completely covered, you know, from the trees here, because I have the pine trees and I'm not taking the pine trees out. And I walked over, let's walk over here. This is where my ginger and turmeric is. And I started walking over here, and this is, you know, where we can pull in the car and park. What the heck am I doing? I really looked at this morning when I first came out here, you know, 15 minutes ago. See how my shadow is? Because the sun is behind me. It's early in the morning. This is where I started growing bok choy lettuce and everything 2-3 years ago. I tried it. It was kind of, it grew, but it didn't grow that good. Because the sun gets here only in the morning, and then it's all shaded like the rest of it there. What happened here? I'm going to have to say, I don't know. It's like, why didn't I look at this wall? I looked at that wall down there. I've got, you know, that's where the bathtub is, and I grew all that zucchini. Yeah, we pull in the car. We don't park here. Look at all the grass and weeds grow here that, you know, Gary and I pull, and of course we compost it. You can tell where everything is growing. See, this is where you drive, and this is where it's growing. But this is prime location. Prime location that I didn't even pay attention to. I guess I didn't need it before. And now it's like, wait a minute. Not only is it prime location, let me back up. This gets sun from like 7 o'clock in the morning. And let me back up. And on top of that, not only does it get the sun, I have a hose here. There's a hose. So I can actually water everything. I don't have to bring buckets or watering cans or anything, which would be perfectly fine. But this gets sun from 7 in the morning, all spring and summer, until sunset, when the sun sets over the hills. I don't know why I never paid attention to that before. Maybe because I was thinking, well, Gary drives his truck down here, and yes, we were getting wood chip deliveries. But if I'm going to set up on chairs, if I'm going to set up, maybe I'm going to go small containers, at some point when I don't need this or want this, I could just move it. They're containers. That's all I'm growing in is containers. I don't have to bring great big containers here, but I can set up a ton of small containers. I can lift them off the ground if I don't want the rabbits to get them. And look at these chairs I picked up in the trash. Somebody threw them away. You know why I can kick myself? I picked these up myself because there were 3 and I came home with 2. I thought, well, 2's enough. 2's never enough. There were 3. I should have picked them up. It's nice and stable, the ground here. I can have it off the ground for the rabbits. If the deer come through, I may have to just put some wire or something around it. I'll have to see. I haven't seen any deer for a little while, so they come and go as they please because they have the whole area, hillsides, miles and miles they can go. But this is prime land. Completely prime. Best land you can buy to grow vegetables in. I've been growing here. You've watched me for the past few years, and then this is all new, of course, because I only had a few things here. I had it to, I think, the darkest tub down there, which is right down there. That was the darkest tub. And then this year I went and added more. I separated them a little bit because I want a little space because I'm going to grow squash. Found some delicata seeds that I think I'm going to grow a few of those. Got my truck bed. I know how well it grows here. But here's the funny thing. the sun is going to drop down over the hills, and this may get a little more shade, and those chairs down there are going to still get sunlight because they're further back. Isn't that funny how you can be somewhere for almost forever, it seems like, and then all of a sudden discover something? And believe you me, it happens all the time. Gary loves his tortillas, talking about something else. And we have a tortilla maker where, you buy the pre-made tortillas and he can put cheese and turkey or chicken or anything he wants in it. And then you put it in the press and it heats it up really nice. And, you do one at a time and it's beautiful. We love it. Then there were times where I'd get lazy and pull out the big frying pan, just lay it on there. He likes it soft, so if you add a little oil, it makes it crispy. He prefers it soft. So he'd put it on the frying pan and put your cheese, whatever you want inside, put another one on top or fold it, and then take it off and the cheese and everything is melted on the frying pan. The other day with everything going on, I wasn't in the mood to sit and make him three of them like that. And I thought, oh, what the heck? I turned on the broiler, pulled out a cookie sheet, put 3 tortillas on there, did the same thing I always do, threw them under the broiler, and it's better. No oil. If you brush them with oil, it makes it crispy. He likes it soft, bendable. Put it under the broiler. I made 3 at one time. Why didn't I do it before? I don't even know. So this is the same thing with the garden. It's like all of a sudden you find something, and it's like, wow. Why didn't I see that before? I don't know. I think now, I found it this morning. Now the clouds are coming, so you're not going to be able to see the sun as much. They promised a nice, warm, sunny weekend. Oh, well. And I think because of desperation right now and trying to think what I want to grow and looking around the property. I mean, we have a nice-sized property, but it's loaded with trees. So you have to find locations, and I don't want to take trees out. I had a friend come over once years ago and said, level the property, take every tree out. Well, if I took the trees out, then the birds don't have the trees, and I happen to like trees. I'm not going to take everything out. That would be the very last resort, and there'd be no reason for it. So I don't ever plan on doing that. Neither does Gary. He liked the trees. Plus, we have a lot of fruit trees now, too. But this is where the bathtub was. And there's a lot of the clay. That's what our property looks like. That's why it's next to impossible to grow in that without reconditioning the soil, because this is just hard clay. Literally, you wet it, it's hard. If you plant in it and see how it's got crevices and all that from critters or just natural rain. Well, when you water a plant, if I had a plant, let's say, growing here, the water would run down and disappear and the plant really would not be getting the water. So that's why I really like containers or pots, because when you water it, that plant gets the water and it's going to grow. So you're going to watch in the next month or two, all this is going to change. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it. I'm still thinking in my head which way I want to do it. These chairs will probably fall apart. And you know what? Like I said, found it in the trash. If it gives me food that I want to grow, then that's fine. So if I'm going to put a container on the top, I prefer without arms, and I could knock the arms off. But, before I would do anything with the chair and, not take the arms off, because I don't know what I want to plant there. It could be beans, it could be squash, sun-loving plants. Now my lettuce, and your lettuce, your Swiss chard, basil, stevia, even some of your greens don't have to have all day of sun. They can survive and do perfectly fine, even some tomatoes, without getting a ton of sun. But your squash, watermelon, I can grow watermelon here. It's a warm-loving plant. This wall is warm. It gets the sun all day. Look at that. It's warm. It's morning and it's warm. So I could grow watermelon here. There's a lot of things I can do here. So as I go around rediscovering my property, you're going to watch things take off and change, because this is going to change. We're not having people come over. There's no parties, so it's not going to be in the way. Yes, we have parked 2 cars here. It looks narrow, but you can get 2 cars, small cars, side by side. But you know what? It doesn't matter. This is all going to be container gardening. Nothing is going in the soil here. It's just clay. And it's all going to be container gardening. So I'm going to figure out how I'm going to do this. I could do a ton of walking onions and different things all along here. I've got a couple plants in the front yard that are struggling a little. A lot of them are some of my onions because they're right under the tree and they really do need a whole lot more sun. So I'm going to move them, I think, over here and start shifting things around and making use of the real estate I have here for what I want to grow. This pertains to somebody even in an apartment. You look around your apartment, you see where you're getting sun. If you've got a balcony, a window or something you can open up and you're getting sun all day, you could put a container there and grow stuff there. You could grow squash. Who knows what you could grow? My friend grew tomatoes in his living room. He was having tomatoes grow all over his living room. So because he had a nice sunny window. So you're going to watch this change. Look around your property right now. Get up in the morning, take a walk, grab your coffee, grab a glass of water, whatever you want, and just walk around. And I don't know why I did this side. Maybe I thought it would look nicer. I don't know. I don't even know why I did this side. This side was just a little too shady. But this side, wow. I am going to go to town on this side. So with that, wanted to share my finds because if it took me over a dozen years to find this, I'm sure you've got things that you may be surprised about too. With that, have a great day. Watch this wall grow and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care.